Hey everybody, it's Sabrina Henny. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Anyway, I've got to tell you this. So, on the way out and about, it's raining here, and that song Father of Mine came on. I totally forgot the name of the group, and it makes me so angry sometimes every time I hear it, but I know it's the artist releasing the pain of his childhood, every time I listen to it. I know it was his outlet of expression, and and I think when people go through certain things like that, it is their catapult to. Sounds horrible, but it's the truth. I think if you go through, and these are merely my opinions, okay, not facts. I'm not a psychologist or a therapist, but I hear a lot of everyone's concerns about, kind of what they endured through childhood. And I think when you kind of have a horrible childhood sometimes, it's your catapult to success. I hate to say it, but it's preparing you for this world, because this world is not easy. And for the people that have had great childhoods, they endure certain things later in life. We're not immune from any sort of pain in life, I don't believe. I mean, if you have a perfect life, hats off to you. But I know what I wrote my book about. I endured the pain later on in life. I must confess, I felt I had a great childhood growing up. I had a dad that loved me, a mom that loved me, and they worked hard and that sort of thing. But later in life, I experienced that pain because I thought everyone was like my dad, and I found out that wasn't the case. So my pain came later in life, and I actually wrote about that pain. If you have my book, it's called Beyond Success with Sabrina Henny. So anyway, yesterday I was in the grocery store, and this lady comes up to me. I guess she sees my blonde hair. She goes, "Gosh, I thought you were like Marilyn Monroe or something." I'm like, okay, I haven't heard that one yet. And I was with my daughter, and my daughter was like, "Who's Marilyn Monroe?" I was like, "Oh, she's just, an actress, icon throughout history, I didn't describe some of the things, some of the things she got caught up in. She's too young for that sort of thing. But as I thought about that song and I thought about Marilyn, it made me think about Marilyn. Marilyn had a lot of pain in her childhood, and a lot of people may not know this, but she didn't want to say she was an orphan, but she went from group home to group home, that sort of thing. I think she considered herself a waif. She never said she was an orphan. But her mom had mental disorders, and she doesn't know who her dad was, or so. She grew up with that pain, but that pain really catapulted her for success, because she felt the love, I think, from her audience or her crowd or whatever. And so anyway, I think she operated with grace and some things you don't see in today's world. The way she moved, the way she danced, her poise, and that made her a success. So my message for today is, don't let your childhood beat you up. Let it be your catapult to success, and let it be your catapult in your amazing journey of life to help someone else to get through their pain as well. So that's my message for today, because A lot of people really do struggle and they go back to that dark place. Maybe it wasn't in your childhood. Maybe it was in your early 20s. I mean, as I look back on my life, I feel like my early 20s were really hard for me because I was learning to be a young adult. And a lot of women, they do say, wow, yeah, my early 20s were really treacherous because I was learning to be an adult. And, you know, we live and we learn. I mean, we're not adults when we come out of our mother's womb. We don't know everything. So life is a journey. We've got to learn. So, you know, and then even parenting, don't beat your parents up, okay? Because there's no manual to raising children, and maybe they did the best that they could, or, you know, that they knew how. But, you know, we can't blame our parents and our childhood for the horrific things that maybe went on. But we can just leave that aside. Leave that aside and start fresh now. Leave everything aside and start fresh and become the new version of yourself. Okay? Have an amazing day, you guys. Bye-bye.